Hey, what's up guys? John here for Kidney Transplant Vlog episode 3. Just want to again thank you guys for watching and keeping up to date and keeping everyone in prayer. Can't tell you how much we appreciate that. Let's get right into it today. This will be a shorter video. I got some big updates. Okay, so today is Sunday the 12th. I don't even know what month it is. September? Yeah, September 12th. So this past Tuesday, I received a phone call from the Mayo Clinic in Arizona. And, you know, the phone starts ringing. I look at it. I'm like, oh, shoot, this is coming from Phoenix. Like, you know, all the anxiety starts building up. Is this the call? Is this the call? I answer the phone, and I have, like, this little... It's almost like a check-in interview for a doctor's visit. You know, they're asking you if you're sick, if you still have the same insurance, you know, anything crazy going on. And then they said, okay, here's what's going on. We have some kidneys that could match you, and not only one kidney, but we're going to give you 2. So we're going to did this interview with the transplant coordinator nurse, maybe. I'm not sure of her title. She was lovely, though. So she did this interview while the surgeon is doing the kind of workup on the donor kidneys. And then they were going to get together and collaborate, and then they'll say, you know, it's going to be a go for surgery tonight, or it's a no-go. So we're just sitting there waiting for that for about an hour and a half, and it was kind of an anxious time. As we're just like, all right, what are all these moving parts that need to go into effect right now? So we kind of activated our system with our kids and kind of everybody involved with this whole kidney transplant process. Got a phone call back about an hour and a half later, and it was the same lady who did my previous interview, and she said, okay, so here's the deal. We're going to give you 2 kidneys instead of 1, because normally when you get a kidney transplant, you just get the one donor kidney, and that's enough to have you live kind of a healthy life. And so they're going to give me 2, and so I had to, for Nicole and I, we had decided this week that, hey, unless we get the perfect kidney match, we are going, and in our call this week, we're going to pass on the kidney. And that is because this week, the previous week, Nicole's grandmother had passed away. And so we had like a bunch of funeral stuff on Thursday and Friday this week. And, you know, I felt it was important to support the family in that. There's enough going on in the family with this transplant process. And so I had decided, you know, let's just pass if we get an offer this week, and we'll probably get another one soon. So if you pass on a kidney, it doesn't negatively affect your space in line, essentially. So there's no like negative repercussions for passing on that kidney. But since this one was 2 kidneys, you know, we were just thinking like, man, when are we going to have the opportunity to get 2 kidneys? And so we had decided, all right, let's go ahead and go forward with this kidney. Let's accept it. And we arranged to have Nicole still be able to go to this funeral this week. And my brother was going to drive down from up north and go with me to Arizona. And we were just going to get it handled. And then after the funeral, Nicole was going to come visit. So that's kind of all the moving parts that were in there. And then... So when the nurse calls back, she explains to us, you know, like it's 2 kidneys, and the reason it's 2 kidneys is because they're smaller kidneys, because they're coming from a kid, and geez, one of those kidneys would not be enough to sustain kind of the adult body, so it would need 2, and and because of that, and because of all the wait time I have, and they told me I'm essentially first on the list. Because of that, they recommended that we pass on that kidney and wait for better matches. So we ended up passing on those kidneys, and the reality of the situation started to hit. Like, man, some family just lost a young kid, and they're gonna go ahead and let those organs be used to help someone else. But just kind of added to the gravity of all of this, and kind of our hearts regarding just the loss of life that it's going to take to get one of these kidneys. So we're praying for that family now, as well, and yeah. So fast forward from Tuesday to Friday, and I get a phone call from the Mayo Clinic out in Arizona. And it's not the transplant people, but it's she's probably like my transplant nurse coordinator is my guess. Her name is Tiffany. So shout out to Tiffany if you ever see this. And she called and she said, hey, here's what's going on. You've gotten multiple matches for kidneys. But when we're kind of testing compatibility, my antibodies are reacting positively to the donor's antibodies. And in this case, positive is not good. It's not. So my antibodies are doing something to make me not compatible with these potential donors. So she said, all right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to send out some additional testing to you. We'll mail it to you. It'll come this week. And so I'm going to get more blood work done and more tests done. And they're going to look into testing my antibodies against themselves. So my antibodies to see if they are reacting to themselves. That's kind of the next step to figure out what's going on. And my brain goes a lot of different places when I hear something like that. But we're trying not to speculate too much about what that could be or what that might mean. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. And then about 2 hours later, Tiffany calls me back, as Nicole and I are pulling up to kind of an after funeral service for her grandmother. We're pulling up, so I put a headphone in, and I give Nicole a headphone so she can listen in on the conversation, because I see it's coming from Phoenix. And yeah, it's Tiffany again, and she says, hey, I'm so sorry to have to make this phone call to you, but there's been some concerns regarding your urological history. I don't know if you remember last episode 2, I kind of gave you it. There's a link here or here if you haven't. Kind of explained kind of the history of why I have kidney failure, and that I've had reconstructive bladder surgery. So there's just been a lot that's gone on over the years. And she said, yeah, we have some urological concerns, and I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, but we're gonna have to take you off the list. So I'm no longer on the list in Arizona, and said, okay, like, we understand. And she said, we'll be getting a hold of you next week to figure out kind of where we go from here, if they need to do some more testing or what, we'll figure that out. So it's been a crazy week over here, and there's been a lot of shifting and changing, not only with my health, but with, Nicole's grandmother, and just trying to be supportive of the whole family. And so we got that news, and we didn't really have time to process it. So we got it, we parked the car, and went to this funeral kind of after party thing to mingle with family. And then so once we left there, we got a chance. It was an hour drive home. We got a chance to talk a little bit and sort of, just try to figure out how we're feeling, what's the next steps, and all of that. And I gotta be, I want to be honest with you guys. Like, I'd love to say, and I guess I did take it okay. But kind of over the next hours and days, my countenance just kind of, the bottom fell out of it. It was a pretty rough day yesterday, just thinking like, man, this is such a roller coaster. Not only for me, but for all these people who are here to support me and love me and are, praying for me. Oh man. So been kind of a bummer of a day yesterday, Saturday, most of the day. Yeah. Yeah, most of the day. Just not knowing, it's just the uncertainty of everything, that kind of just weighs heavy on us, and we're trying to take it in stride as best we can. And, we're not understanding, what's going on or why it's going on or any of that. And so last night, Nicole's putting the kids to bed around 8 o'clock. And I'm just mopey. I'm still mopey, and I'm bumming, and I don't know what to do about it. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a run, just to try to clear my head and see how that goes. And so I go out for a run, and it's 8 p.m. and it's feeling good. It's feeling nice outside, And don't get me wrong, I do not like running. It's not fun, but I'm just trying to stay in decent shape. So I'm out running. And, when I run, I'll either listen to music or I'll just like have some time and just pray and just thinking through stuff. And so as I'm doing that, I don't know exactly how this all works, but I just feel like I'm having this conversation with God. And, and I'm grateful for it. I'm needing God to put all this in perspective for me. And it's as if God was saying to me, like, John, aren't you praying for this person who's going to give you this kidney? Didn't you ask me that this person would come to know me before they pass? Didn't you ask me that their family would come to know me and have peace before this all happened? Don't you have all of these people who are listening and praying for this person and for this family? And then it hit me, like, how many times does God answer our prayers in ways we don't want him to? So often, we got to remember. I remembered, and at that moment I remembered the story of Abraham and Isaac, where Abraham was asked by God to sacrifice his son for God. And, at the last moment, God saw, like, hey, you were going to do what I say. You have faith. You believed me. So stop. And let me provide for you a substitute sacrifice. And that day, Abraham gave God the name Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide. And I think as Christians, and as we pray and as we seek the Lord, as we try to stay faithful, we need to remember that the Lord will provide. Our job is to be faithful, and his job is to provide. And he's not confined to provide in a way that we want him to provide. And that's not always easy to swallow. It definitely is probably never easy to swallow, but you can search the scriptures, and how often does God provide in ways that no one is expecting it. And I don't think our lives are any different. And so, God just gave me this perspective shift. Like, hey, I am working. And if I decide that I want more time to work, then you need to trust me that I am working. You need to trust me that I'll provide. You need to trust me that I can answer your prayers, even though it's in ways you probably don't anticipate. And it's in ways that, that will possibly frustrate you if you don't understand. And it just reminds me of the Bible verse in Proverbs 3:5-6, where it says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all of your ways, acknowledge him, and he'll direct your path. God is still good. God is still in control. And when we face these times of uncertainty and things just don't go the way we anticipate them going, we need to take a step back, take a deep breath, and remember those things. He's good, and he's in control. And God is for us. He's not trying to torture us. Even though sometimes it might feel like that, That's not his aim, and that's not his goal. So my friends and everyone here listening, I want to invite you to continue to lift up this donor family in prayer with me. And let's just remember that people are perishing every day without the Lord. And let's ask God to kind of give us a heart for those people. That we can understand the importance that life is fleeting, and today is not guaranteed to us. Tomorrow is not guaranteed to us. Our job is to be faithful today. And as we are, God's job is to provide for today. And we can take that to the bank, and we can trust that with our whole hearts. So guys, that is our update for today. Hopefully I'll have some better news for you soon. It's kind of a whirlwind. We're still processing it, we're still trying to stay positive about it. So if you guys can keep, lifting us up in prayer as well. Hey, if there's anything we can pray for you, please feel free to just, comment, or if you guys have my number, shoot me a text. We got nothing but time to pray. So, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And on behalf of my family, thank you so much for all of your support. We will see you in the next one. See ya.